Sanbonan, Dumalang, Abusheni, Ndam, Huidag, and Ekasinayaze Shabugunjani, and welcome to a new episode of Progressive Podcast. And Fandak joining me on the show is none other than Leynarthy. Leynarthy, welcome to Progressive Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And by the way, you look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Like I get those vibes that you look a little bit like Tyler. Are you guys related, in some sort?
Well, I wouldn't say we're related, but I would say that we're on the same kind of like specs of music and, style. So yeah, I'm actually going for that. Yeah.
And I do like your style. You look so amazing.
Thank you so much.
And thanks again for, taking your time and joining us on this platform. Hey.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. So Leynarthy, who is Leynarthy?
Okay. So Leynarthy is my biological name, but then I'm a singer, songwriter, and when I'm that, I go by the name Leynarthy, and I'll spell it out for you because it's a bit difficult. So it's Leynarthy.
The first time I saw your name on my phone, I was a little bit confused. I was asking myself, Leynarthy, I was a bit confused. But I think now you've clarified the whole situation.
Yes.
And I actually know the real name. Hey.
And some people say Leynarthy.
Because it was a bit confusing.
Yes,
it was a bit confusing.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's good to have you on the show. Hey.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. So Leynarthy, just a little bit about yourself. What type of music does Leynarthy do?
Okay, so I offer a variety of sounds. I do 3-step, I do amapiano, and I also do R&B and soul and neo soul, because I don't like boxing myself, because I do believe that if you have the voice, why don't you just give everyone what they want? I know you can never really cover the masses, but I feel like if you can't do it, then just go for it. So I wouldn't say I have a specific sound that I go for. I'm an artist that if you are in a certain mood, you know what song to play. And if you're in another mood, you know what song to play. You can always come to me. I got you. So I offer a variety of sounds, if I were to be honest. Yeah.
So in other words, you're versatile.
Right? Versatile, yes.
Okay, so when you look at the music market, I think piano right now is going on top. And there are also different genres of music that are actually going on top. Why the type of music that are actually doing right now? Why that sound that you're actually doing?
Okay, so I don't necessarily have a reason for any other genres that I do. I just do it for the love of music, right? When you check the market now, really what is pushing right now is 3-step. And closely related to amapiano, and for that I really love doing that sound. And it's not actually so easy. Hey, I had to study it in order for me to be able to actually get on it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in South Africa, R&B doesn't really push that much. I don't know. Some people do it, and I really applaud you guys for that. But it's really hard for me when it comes to R&B. So, but then I also love doing R&B. So hence I'm also doing it. So why the genres? It's because I can do them, most especially. And that I know that I have fans that actually prefer certain sounds from me. So I just give what people want me to give them,
Okay, that's beautiful.
Yes.
So you doing music, is that the only source of or rather is it only gonna be the only way for you to make a lifestyle for yourself, or you're just doing it as a part-time thing? Like many people out there, some people will say, no, music is not my thing. Like I just went into music as a part-time thing, and later on I reaped the rewards, and then I decided to actually pursue it on a permanent basis. So what is it to you? Are you doing it as a part-time thing, or you're just doing it as a career type of thing?
Well, music is life for me. Music is passion for me. I'm doing it as a career. I actually went to school last year for 3 years. I was doing law, LLB. I felt conflicted when I was, studying there, and I was living in Bloemfontein. So I would have to travel from Bloemfontein to Johannesburg in between the careers because now I was studying, but it's still I still wanted to do my music. So I felt so conflicted and I felt so overwhelmed with everything. And I had to make a decision that, okay, what do you want to do? What are you really passionate about? And my mind told me music. So music for me, I'm doing it as a career. I'm doing it to build a legacy for myself and my family, and I know that, okay, I have the talent, but I've also honed my skills through my experiences because I've been in the industry for a while now, I would say. So it's really a passion for me, and I want to build it as a career. So
do you know what I can actually say to you? Mm-hmm. You got guts. So you left law and pursued music. Don't let us get paid, Mara. Don't let us get a lot of money more than musicians.
It depends, darling.
Depends.
It depends. Yeah.
Depends on what. Can you just give me a hint about it?
Let me tell you something. Sometimes it's not really about the pay, but it's about the passion. If you're doing something that you don't like, you're living your life doing something that you don't like, you are the one that you're hurting at the end of the day. With music, I can get up and get to studio or go and perform. I'll feel happy doing that, But then with the law, maybe I'll have to go to court or do whatever. If I'm not really in that space, I will not deliver what I need to deliver. Wow. And I actually applaud people that are living a life of doing what they think is, okay, I have to do this because I have to make a living. Living life to make a living is not the same as living life to do what you want to do.
Wow.
So I had to make a choice. Am I living life to live, or am I living life to do what I want to do? I chose to do what I want to do. And I know that, Uguti, I don't have all these hopes and dreams about my passion and about my career for me to just do it and then not gain anything from it. I have the talent. I have the expertise. I've honed my skills. I would say I have the looks. I have what it takes. But what do I need now? Action, which is what I'm doing right now. So I will make it.
So tell me, you as a young woman, who has decided to take music as a career, what are other complications, especially for you as a young woman? Because I've heard stories that most ladies, young ladies like yourself, there is that theory that usually they sleep with music producers, record label owners, in order for them to kickstart their careers. Have you ever find yourself in that situation whereby you're in a situation whereby a certain music producer or record label is asking a certain favor in order for them to help you kickstart your career?
Well, this is quite a topic, and it's not really talked about enough. And
yeah.
I've also seen the reason why they don't really talk about that enough. But yes, it has happened, It has happened. You get people that are like, oh, listen, man, I really like your voice. Can we work and stuff? And then you exchange numbers. And then now when you get the numbers, it's like, hey.
It's a different ballgame.
It's a different ballgame now. It's like, when are you coming to see me? See you where? At studio? No, girl. So it happens, this thing. And my only advice to ladies, guys, why you're doing music. And I know sometimes people have this thing when they come to you, they're like, in order for you to gain something, you have to lose something. If that means losing your sanity and your soul and your dignity, then don't go for it. I didn't go for it.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And look at me now. I'm still pushing. And I know it took maybe some time. It took a while because that was like a one-way ticket. But now imagine you agree, ne? You agree, okay, no, to this one person. The industry is so small. Sometimes it's so small to the point you could see sometimes when I meet someone new and then I'm following them on Instagram, it's like 57 mutual followers. As in we all know, like we all know each other. So if one person is like, hey, here's a gig here, come here. You say yes. Tomorrow, what's going to happen? Another person gonna, hey, Baba, you know, whosoever that girl.
So you mean to say Amachita, like who are in the music industry, once they do something to you, or let's say maybe, you give in to the idea. So afterwards they're gonna go and they're gonna go about sharing about, Leynarthy.
That's the case. That's I hate to actually say it, but that's the case, guys. That's really the case.
And-
Once you
and-
let
and-
loose, you lose.
And also, as a young man who's also into music, and considering how beautiful you are and smart you are and intelligent you are, obviously, ukhona umjida oshanayo, right? You are in a relationship, right?
Not now, no.
Oh, okay, so if you're not in a relationship, then that means it's doable for you. Because I think in most cases, if a young woman like yourself, is into this music business, remember the music business is full of guys, most of us guys are into music, and I think it's a bit hard if you have a partner who doesn't actually understand how the whole ball game actually works out. Okay, I also do have a question for you. As somebody who studied law, what's your take on GPV?
I feel like it's not really talked about enough, and the laws are not really pushing and supporting the woman enough when it comes to that. And I feel like we need change, man. We need change. And on the 21st of November, there's the women shutdown. I will also partake in that, because I feel like for now, it seems like something that's just being pushed on social media, but it's not. It's something that happens for real. Like every statistic there is actually a person. It's a woman, it's a child, it's a boy, it's a girl. So I feel like it has to be taken serious,
Okay. And yourself as a musician, how do you think you guys can play a role, in trying to address gender-based violence? Because usually, when you look at the public, the public's perception, when we look at you guys, you do convey some message to us, and we learn from the things that you do or the way how you guys dress. Don't you think you guys also as musicians, especially as women, you do, inspire a certain behavior to young women out there, to make them feel comfortable in putting on those miniskirts, those types of clothing?
Are you saying there's a problem with wearing a miniskirt?
No, I'm not saying, but remember, when you look at most, especially the society, we do have, a certain look, especially if you're looking at a woman who's dressed in a miniskirt. If I take somebody who's putting on, a dress, and someone who's putting on a miniskirt, there's going to be different perceptions on how we value them. So do you think you guys, as you're putting miniskirts out there, maybe it's a music video or whatever the case may be, don't you think that thing, it also has an impact on young women out there?
You put value in how someone is dressed. I feel like, listen, it shouldn't be a thing of, because she's wearing like this, then she can fall victim into this whole thing. If I buy myself something and then I decide to wear it, or if I'm doing a music video and I'm like, I feel like the vibe for this music video needs a mini skirt, I can do that if I want. Why can't the man just keep his hands to himself and not really pursue or even do whatever unthinkable thing that he decides to do? I do get the fact that as musicians, as superstars, we do have an impact on young kids. But Mina as a superstar, or Mina as a singer, as a musician, when I dress a certain way, I do it for my own comfortability. Because I know, when I wear such a thing, it really looks good on me. I like how my legs show, or I like how my face lights up when I wear this. I dress based on that. And I'm sure as a little girl, okay, let me tell you something. I grew up as a skinny girl, skinny, dark-skinned girl, and I used to be bullied for that. At school, at home, they used to bully me for that, So now, I lost my self-esteem, right? But as I grew older, I got to realize the woman that I'm becoming, and I got to realize and appreciate my body. So when I dress a certain way, I do it for myself. So I know that a girl, when they look at me, they're like, oh wow, she has the same skin type as me. I also have hyperpigmentation. She has the same skin type as me. She has the same body type as me, and she can wear this. Then I can also wear it. It's for us. It's just the thing. It's girl to girl. We understand. So when I, as a man, and then you're going to come and put value on what I'm wearing or have a certain judgment from what I'm wearing, it has nothing to do with you. You are the problem.
In facing the reality, because I do understand that's how you look at things. But now what I want to find out is, don't you think that also has, some impact, some type of influence on men, on guys, how they view a woman who's dressing in a certain way?
That's on you. That's on you. If when you see I'm sorry to say this, but in I think in Pakistan, India, somewhere there are always these GBV happening. They dress in those clothes.
Yeah.
But stuff still happens to them. It's not about what a woman is wearing. It's about the person. It's about the man specifically.
But now if you look at the States, I think so much gender-based violence is happening like within black communities. Unlike Indian and white, but when you look at our communities as black people, so much of that is taking place. Each and every day, according to a certain report that I read, I think almost 15 women, are being killed on a daily basis, of which some, or rather the majority of them, are black people. So that's the reason why I'm asking you right now that, don't you think some levels of behavior or some types of dressing, they do have an impact on this whole gender-based violence thing? Because,
I find it quite appalling that you think Uguti, someone being killed or raped or whatsoever, is solely based on what they were wearing.
No. I'm not actually saying that. It's one of the other aspects.
So what do you want us to do? You want us to dress in those covering clothes so that we can be safe?
No, I'm not actually saying that. But all I want to find out from you is, how don't you think that does have an impact? As somebody who's gonna be attending the women shutdown, right? Because there are so many things, because this thing is actually a broad term. When you look at this whole gender-based violence, and myself, I'm asking you from my own perspective and from your own perspective as a young musician, that don't you think that sometimes the types of behaviors that you people portray as musicians do have an impact on young women as to how they should handle themselves, as to how they should dress when they're going out?
Okay, you tell me, what do you think musicians should do? Like, what type of yes?
Oh, myself. If I can tell you, but like, you're not gonna really like it. But all I can say is, you as musicians, you're in a safer space, and them, they are vulnerable. You're going with bodyguards, you're going with your manager, you're going with your team, and she left wherever that she's coming from on her own or with her friends. And after leaving the gig at around 12, she's by herself or with the friends. So I'm talking about the vulnerability of that is space. There. Yeah, because as I've mentioned to you before, that sometimes it what really drags such forms of abuse to a woman or to young ladies out there, it could be the way that they are dressing. They can attract somebody who's going to come to them as a good guy, and later that good guy turns out
changes.
What they call love bombing. Yeah, so I'm asking from that perspective.
I'm asking, so what do you want musicians to do?
I think it will be good for musicians, whenever they're in that space, or if ever maybe they're performing, you should try and equip those young women out there that, okay, guys, just take good care of yourselves, and and some styles of dressing, because some people they just go naked, as in umuntu ufake nje ibam short nje. You understand? So I think it's your role again, to be part of that structure, to be part of that that uprising whereby women can be shaped in our communities and also in our societies, as to how they should handle themselves to try and avoid or run away from the danger. Because sometimes the danger is attracted, right? Yeah, so I don't know if you agree with me on that one.
Well,
I'm stressing you out. Fine.
No, not really. Not really. I get your point. Well, ladies out there, do not dress provocably, because a man might see you and have negative thoughts and you might get hurt. You do not have bodyguards. Your friends may also be drunk and you might get drunk. So every time you go home, dress safe and warm and cover up, because I guess once you are covered up, nothing will really happen to you. No man will see you walking alone wearing jeans and a coat will think negative things to do to you.
Okay.
See? So just cover up and don't believe everything that you see on social media, okay? And as much as you see someone, you really like the person and you're trying to go for their style, also think about the vulnerability of your space, because you're not really in that person's life or living the same life as they are. So always think about your thing. So if you see something, before you absorb it, think, can I actually do it too? If you can't, then don't do it.
Okay, and going back to this G20 summit, the women's what do you call it, by the way?
Women's shutdown? Yeah,
the women's shutdown. Do you think this is the right time for women to be doing this? Is it the right time for women to be actually expressing their views, about this whole thing of gender-based violence?
It is.
In what way?
It can never be too late. It can never be too early. It has no time limit or no perfect timing. As long as it seems like the women are actually, the women and people, including other men and stuff like that, as long as people are able to able to listen, and the voices are able to be heard, it's the right time.
Okay, yes. So are we expecting a song from you regarding that?
Actually,
anytime soon.
Soon enough, yes. And I think it's actually the right time because it's closer to December, man. And December-ish, a lot of things happen, man. A lot of things happen. So I think it's the right time. And yes, I will be doing something soon for this.
That's beautiful. Yes. And I can't wait to hear the song.
Thank you so
much. I think I should be the first one. You should tell your manager that, I should be the first guy to actually listen to the song. Because it's really hectic out there.
It is. It's quite sad, yeah.
So when you look at this whole thing that we've just discussed, the G20 summit and the women's shutdown, do you think there's going to be change after that?
That's tough. That's quite a question.
Because it seems to me like it's only a certain portion of people who are actually fighting this, and on the other hand, it's the government trying to be part of this whole G20 summit, and try and find ways of actually improving Africa and the economy in terms of gender-based violence, in terms of music, in terms of how to get your music out there. Do you think there's gonna be any change?
I don't know. I don't know, but I hope and pray that there will be change, because for now it just seems as something that's just going online. And I feel like, with this generation, things just hop online and, it's moving online. And then when it's time to really show up, it gets tricky. But with how the students, did you see it, UJ? Was it UJ?
Yeah.
Yes, you see, with how the movement is actually happening now in real time, it seems as though there will be some change. It won't just really be about the profile picture now. It will actually get to action being made physically. And so I think even if maybe nothing much changes, but I feel like there will be a statement that is made.
Okay. So in terms of the music space, because we do realize that there are a lot of artists who are being raped out there, and there's so many challenges that are being faced by those young guys and young women out there who are actually starting out in the music business. Don't you guys as musicians feel it's also about time for you guys to do the very same thing that is being done by women right now? As musicians, all come together and fight for, those gatekeepers, you fight for anything or everything that is actually, becoming a challenge in terms of one, making it in this music business.
With anything, having to gather the majority is very hard. To gather a majority of people to work on something, that's a very hard thing to do. Because right now, I feel like the people that are already up there, they don't really want to talk. The people that are still coming up, they don't really want to unite, because what if I actually mess up my opportunity? You see, so a lot of people, as much as it might help the majority, but if you look at it and try to do something, everyone is just being selfish with their own decision. It's like corruption, man. Corruption is bad if you're outside of it. But if someone was to say, okay, now $10, now 10 million, when you get 2, when you look, no corruption.
Yeah.
You see, so it's a very hard thing to fight and to do. And I feel like if we were to fight it, it would really help us a lot, especially the upcoming artists, because it's quite hard to get into the industry, man. And a very good advice that I give to upcoming artists is that music is 20% studio and talent. Music is 80% business. Focus on the business. You need to know about royalties. You need to know about masters and all of those things. You need to know about getting into the industry, because now if you just get into the industry clear-headed, you'll have people wanting to take advantage of you, of your talent, your music, and you don't really want to go through that. Some people have signed contracts that are life-binding without even knowing. So,
are you under a record label?
No.
So you're just doing music for yourself?
Yes, I'm a independent artist.
Okay, so how do you differentiate being an independent artist and being under a record label?
Well, being under a record label, they have offers that they offer you. Maybe they say, we'll do the production for you, studio time. But all of that usually is like a loan of some sort. And then maybe they will say, okay, so everything is 100%, right? So maybe they say, okay, we'll take 75% of your royalties and then we'll help you out with everything else. And then 25% is yours. I was once in a contract, but with the distributor. They said to me 50% they take and then 50% I take. That 50% then becomes my 100%, meaning that I have to share with the producers. If I went to someone's studio, I have to pay for studio and stuff like that. So stuff like that is what happens. So being an individual artist, that means I own my own masters. But as I own my own masters, I do everything else: the distributing, the releasing, the promoting, the stuff like that. Because it's not so bad to be in a label, as long as the contract is a bit flexible for you, So because at least they help you with studio, maybe with working with other certain artists and with the production as well, and everything that you need they give you, but as long as it's a bit flexible. And do you know that actually the highest paid signed artist, I think it's Drake, he owns 25% of his music, you see. Mm-hmm. So, and I also feel like 25% of 100 billion is something,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and another thing that you should also realize, Guti, they can take whatever song that they take, but the talent will forever be yours. You always have the machine to produce more and more and more. So if you can gain something, go for it,
So is it also true that once you leave a certain record label, they do have means or ways of actually blocking your talent? You not getting any gigs, you not getting,
Yeah, quite possible, because I feel like they're the big guys of the game. Mm-hmm. If you leave a big company and, wanting to be independent, it's kind of hard. And if they have the capacity to actually to stop you from getting gigs and stuff like that, then it's possible. But if you have your fan base is very important. And I always tell people that respect your fan base, because if your fan base still fights for you, because you can still release most.
Yeah.
You can still perform, people can still call you, events can still call you, and don't go around looking for enemies.
What about radio stations?
Mm-hmm.
How is like, what is the process of actually getting your music to a certain radio station? Because I've heard, numerous people complaining about you have to, have you need to pay something, a bribe inyana, is that true?
Not that I know of.
Do you have your music playing on radio stations?
Oh yes, I actually have a song. I think it was played twice or thrice on Metro FM.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to get your music there?
Well, it was just got there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like if your song has motion, maybe you're promoting it, it's on Spotify and stuff like that. Once maybe the DJs as well, because radio is played by DJs. The songs, they are played by DJs. If they find it, they play it. Then And another thing, you can also send emails to the radio team. They always can get.
And how is the process of actually having your music played after sending an email? Does it take forever, or
sometimes
do they call you immediately and say, hey, Mfana, the track is really dope?
It's like sending a CV. Not every job will take you or call you back. So it depends on your luck or your consistency.
But would you agree with me if I say there is some sort of corruption when it comes to most radio stations, in them wanting to uplift young and upcoming musicians?
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know?
Yeah, no. Because I haven't really gotten into that, Because I've actually tried to send emails to other radio stations. They didn't really take my music, but it's okay, I guess. But, some took it, like the one that Metro, they played my song there, one of my songs. So
And how much content do they actually play, like in terms of South African music? Like in terms of the percentage? Do you have any idea about that?
No. Like, you mean how many South African songs? Like, what's the percentage of the
Yeah, because usually there's the what do you call it, the international type of content that they play on their music radio stations, as well as the local one, of which I once heard that they usually play a lot of European music instead of our own local music. Have you ever heard that?
No, I haven't really touched base on that. But, sometimes when you're listening to radio, you actually listen to some songs and it's like, oh, because I'm also a musician, so I do have like producer friends and stuff like that. I hear their songs sometimes, But it also depends, man, because I feel like they play songs based on the day. Sunday, it's always a chilled vibe.
Yeah.
Friday, badlala piano. And it also depends on the type of the radio station that you're listening to. So, no, I don't really know.
But are you making money out of your career, Leynarthy?
For now,
yeah.
No, Shem. No, not really.
Okay, so what could be the process? Are you getting any gigs? Like, is there something coming your way, in order for you to actually start earning,
Well, music is I would say it's a very tough industry to actually be passionate and actually want to get into, because it's hard to make a living at first, and it's a very hard industry to actually find footing in. So at first you just have to do it for the passion, get as much gigs as you can get, because you have that drive that you still want to get there, or you still want to get there. But the moment it pays off, because you see, another thing that I like about music is that with whatever time that it took for you to succeed, there you're gaining experiences, you're gaining all the expertise that you need. So by the moment you actually have a booming song, that means you can forever do music forever. Because listen, if you see an artist that has one song, they pop and they've only done music for a year, what happens after that one single that they've released? They just go down. Why? They don't have the expertise, the skill of doing it. But if it took you, I think Kabza took them like maybe 15 or 10 years for them to actually make it.
Crack it there.
Once they cracked it, it just gone. So I feel like it's really a gamble. If I would be honest, doing music is a gamble because you don't know when will you make it, but you know once you make it, you are up there. So for me, I would say for now, I don't really have something. I haven't really gained anything from it, but I'm still gaining my experience and my expertise. And I actually love the journey of just doing music and just flowing with it and seeing where can I actually end with this. So for now, I'm not earning. No, I would be lying, but I do get gigs and stuff like that, which actually helps me with my performance skills. Because another thing, you'd be singing on studio, we shy, and then when it's time to perform, then the crowd is there. It's like, oh, I'm shy, So each and everything that you do with music, it's an experience, it's exposure, and you get to learn something from it. So yeah.
So which artists would you want to work with? One of the big artists that you would really love to collab with?
Well, I would say Sjava. Sjava, I'm really a big fan of Sjava, man. Okay. I just love his pen game, And when it comes to Boma, piano side and 3-step, maybe Tugutela, skills, and, Kabza and, Mapurisa.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I actually love the passion and the love that you have for music.
You can tell.
I can tell, even as you are saying it, the face and the eyes, like...
I glow.
Like there's this, you can tell probably from a distance that, like she's not there for money.
Yeah.
She really is in there into this music thing with passion, the love and the dedication.
Yeah.
And what would you say to somebody... A young woman like you or a young lady who also wants to be in the music space? What kind of advice would you give to them,
It's a really tough industry, man. I won't even lie. You deal with a lot, and you need patience, because another thing with music, you can never, ever do music alone. You can never do this thing alone. As an artist, you are a brand, ne? And certain people think, since they are the artist, since maybe it's their voice, or if it's a producer, since it's their skills that get to make a product, now they are the center of it all. Can't you know? Being an artist and having a team is like a clock, right? A friend of mine once told me, Del Pro, Guti, a clock, as much as it has 3 pins, those tick moving pins, yes, they are moving there, but underneath that surface, there's a spring there that helps with the movement. There's a lot of machinery there that helps the whole clock to move. Meaning that's the team. You can't you can't have a product without an engineer, without a studio, without a manager, and all of that. So one important thing that you need to actually know and work towards on is having a good team that will be able to support the vision, help you with everything that you may need. So don't go around now thinking it's, I'm the product, I'm the prize. Yes, you are the prize, but you do need people, and be humble. Be humble. Humbleness will help you with everything, okay? Because now other people's like, hey, when you don't really have nothing and you still need to gain, So be humble and be nice to people, man. Have good spirits, and pray that you find actually a good team for you to work with, because that's very important. It's a very crucial thing.
Some people will say that you need to fake it until you make it. Once you're in the game, as somebody who's starting out, you just have to fake it until you make it. You behave like you already have it, while it's not. And would you encourage that type of mentality?
I feel like that mentality makes you looking for the word.
I'll give you a dictionary. Okay.
It makes you now if you have that thing, you could see, yeah, and lapho there's no yeah behind you. Come on. Uyayihlekisa ngabantu manje, because what are you yarring about when you don't really have the work, you know? And you can fake it till you make it, but I think look at that whole persona in a perspective of building your confidence. Yeah, but at least when you get into a room, even if people don't know you, they look at you and they're like, yo, manje, who's that? But don't make it your whole personality to the point you go to now again, it's like, oh, manje, who's this?
You must spawn.
Yeah. And I mean, one thing about me, once I get into a room, especially maybe studio sessions and stuff like that, I'll keep quiet. Because as much as I'm a person, or what I really am is my voice, and that's what presents me. I don't go around introducing myself. I'll wait for my time to actually record there. Then when I record, and I'm like, hey, I'm Leynarthy.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
Now you know me now. So maybe I don't know if that's maybe like a fake it till you make it kind of thing. I'm trying to I'm using that to build my confidence, and in order for me to introduce myself in a way ukuthi abantu bazothi yo, wow. But angifuna umuntu ozothi yo. I'm saying, hi guys, I'm Leynarthy. No, you'll never. But so that whole concept, it's fine, especially if you're someone with a low self-esteem. It's fine, but to a certain degree, you know. Don't overdo it. Once you overdo it, it's chai. Now you lose respect. Now it's like now when you're even singing, now introducing your whole thing, because you get into
space already.
It's like it's like yo, you know.
Yeah.
That's why ngoma zakho zohlala kuma vault.
Shit. So that is why. So I think it's important, as you're saying, to actually be humble, especially in certain spaces. Yes. You know, don't go about selling yourself short.
Yeah.
I'm Leynarthy and I'm doing this. And then you meet a different producer, you go introduce yourself again.
Yeah.
You know, sell them the same story.
Kufana nokuthi ufike wena manje at a table and people are talking, oh yeah, so we could talk bakhuluma lento abakhuluma ngayo, and then you're like, yeah, actually I know whosoever. Yeah, papa, tool.
Yeah,
I've been in a situation where someone is coming to me, because like I said, I'm humble.
Yeah,
we're chatting with this person. No, yeah, this and that. He's like, oh yeah, Esh, you know what? With this thing, I know whosoever, bruh. And if kulma mina, also for my velo, because the person that he's talking about is my friend. I'm like, for real? I'm black a dog. Yeah, do it. It's a pity I never got to see how the person reacted when they went to that person and it's like, yeah, so I'm working with this girl, Leynarthy, and the person's like, oh, Leynarthy. I wish to see. Yeah. So ungahambi upapa. Be humble. Even if you know, sometimes keep quiet.
Keep quiet.
And I feel like the type of attitude that I have is actually why I got into certain rooms and even went to more.
Wow. And like, who is your competition? In terms of your genre, who is a competition? Or you don't have any?
I would say I'm unique. I don't know if anyone thinks I'm their competition, but I'm not competing with everyone. I'm doing it for the love of music, you know? So, yeah.
But I think like most musicians out there, as long as you go to your studio and record some music, you also have like somebody whom would actually say, hey, but if I can be like that person, you know? So when do you have that person whom you actually wish your career could be, you know, to be same as theirs, or they have some way of inspiring you, you know? You don't have that person. You're just doing your own thing.
I would say I'm just doing my own thing, man, you know? Because I also feel like with each and every artist right now, especially the ones that are getting into the 3-step, amapiano thingy space, they also went into it doing their own thing, and it just boomed. It just happened, you know? I feel like it's like that for me too, because when I go to a studio, I dress the way I feel like dressing, and then they play a beat. I listen to the beat. I let the beat tell me what it wants. What emotion does it want? What vibe does it want? It's me talking to the beat. It's me talking to music. I'm not like, oh, but if I take it in a way that whosoever would have taken it, I don't really have that. So I don't think there's anyone that I think about in my head who's okay every time. It's always me and the music.
Okay, and what about your songs? Like umjivo, like they do have that message, those stronger messages, or like sikhuluma ngembombi, like ubumnandi over the weekends.
Okay.
How would you classify your type of music that you actually do?
A variety.
Okay, mix masa.
Yes, I do have dance songs, but sometimes if it's a dance vibe, but then it has a message. Yeah, because there's this song that I have called Zula Zula, right? It's a 3-step, so it's like the beat is like fast, but then it's Dalang Zula Zula, Dalang Zama Zama, Kifune Mpumelelo, Dali Hamba Nami. Kwakala nyonini ngale kwesontaba sinkombozo koko ngikhalela kuye uzobujayiva but uyazi ukuthi kudala kuzula zula kudala kuzama, so I feel like I always do have a message.
That is a way of uplifting people.
Yeah.
I think that's good, because when you look at most musicians, esikhathini samanje, ikakhulukazi when you listen to the amapiano, it's rare to actually find a song that
has a message,
has a way of uplifting umuntu, and
it's always a song that you listen to when you are out and about, but it's not a song that you listen to when you are alone at home. It's like, hey, pampa, uzopampa usendlini
uzopampa.
Yeah. But I always, man, like I said, mina uguti, I always listen to the beat. If the beat is like Leynarthy, let me dance, but let me cry with you. The lyrics will say cry, the melody will say cry. And then if the song is like, I'm a fundin, if I must jive, dance is our jive. So I always communicate with the beat. Yeah.
So can you dance?
Yo, that's another problem. If there's any choreographer there, come to me.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I try.
You try to dance.
Yeah.
But I think you should try. I think it's very good. Like if you're singing, especially the way how you look.
It's very important.
Yeah, I think there's that one element in Yana that is short. At least jive on
Jive. Yeah. Like I said, I'm still doing performances, practicing. I'll get there,
Okay. And in terms of doing gigs, how often do you have those gigs? Or is this every weekend or on Fridays?
Probably every weekend, not every, but partly every weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the role of your manager, like in terms of your music career? What does he actually do?
Okay.
The role that she actually plays.
Okay, so it's quite awkward because he's here.
Yeah.
But he takes on the role of communications, because let me tell you something. As a creative, in order for you to actually be in your creative space, you need everything else to be taken care of. So he takes care of the communication with people, and then also getting the gigs, and also ensuring my safety, and also ensuring that whenever I have to go anywhere, he's always there, so that each and everything that has to be spoken about, he knows, and he takes care of it. And then takes care of maybe organizing the music videos and all of these studio sessions and all of that. So he takes care mostly of everything, and he actually gives me the space to be in my creativity, because I can't be stressing, go about, okay, what's the schedule today, and stuff like that. God, I still have to write,
Okay.
So he takes care of mostly everything.
The importance of having a team behind you.
Yes, because we also have a creative director. We also have a photographer and a stylist. You see, so he's the one who takes care of all of those things. If I were to be the one now, that's like,
so like how did you guys meet? You and your team, especially your manager, because I see you guys do have a very good type of relationship. A business relationship, to be precise. So how did you guys meet?
Funny story, hey? I was sitting alone in a desert. I'm joking.
A desert?
I'm joking.
Did you hear that, bro? In a desert, man. Yeah.
Well, I was in a space, man, where I would say I was kind of in a standstill in my career because the team that I had, we had kind of like broken up, because of certain problems that each person has. Because another thing, Galogu, as much as we are working on building something, we also have our personal lives, know. And then sometimes our personal lives affect the whole thing that we have now. So I was in a situation with that team, it was we had that type of a problem. Then a friend of mine, Speedy, called me, hey, Lele, there's a friend of mine, he's organizing
the Speedy that I know, or a different Speedy? Is it Speedy, the guy who usually sings with the Eva Slap?
No.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a Speedy friend of mine.
It's a different, okay,
yes. Cool. So he calls me, listen, man, a friend of mine, General, he's hosting an event and I think I'd like you to go there and perform and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. I then get there and he's the one who was doing the event. I get there, do the performance. He loves my performance. We also actually have a mutual kind of agreement with everything that we're talking about of the performances and stuff. And then he's actually asking me, do you have a manager? And I was very stressed out at that time. Hey, I was in a situation, I had organized something, someone canceled, someone didn't come. I was so stressed. And then he's like, you know what, give me a chance. I think, if we would collaborate, we would come up with something good. I think, and also you're also an artist that already has the product. I feel like I have the power to actually help you see it through. I'm like, you know what, okay, let's see what happens. Boom. We start collaborating. Boom, gigs start happening. We have movement now. And he's a person you could even at 3 a.m. I call him, hey, General, this person is saying this and that on Thursday. Okay, don't worry, what time? So it's like meeting someone that's already aligned into what you are working towards on. So now it's like these alignments are just, and they bring out everything else that was actually locked away, because I feel like maybe we're not really in the space to have those opportunities or be in those situations. So now everything is just happening and we've been rolling since the first week we've met. And I think, how long has it been?
Forever.
Okay. And
I like that.
Yeah, and we've been working every single day. And to think at that point when I had met him, I would say I was at a standstill. Like I said, nothing was really moving. From the moment I said, okay, sure, let's work, we've been having movement, having gigs, having interviews, having this and that. So yeah.
So your manager is the first person that you met in your team.
Yes.
Did he introduce you to everyone else?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. He had already had his own team, I would say, that he's working with. And then now he had introduced me as an artist. And it's like, no, let's push her. Like, okay, vibes. Then exactly what happened.
Okay. Just a hint, Inyana. Let's say I want to be a music manager. What are the pros and cons? What does one have to do from your own perspective?
Show up. And have the passion, man, and have the skills. Because I feel like sometimes I've had people take me as an artist. They're like, you know what, I think I could do this manager thing. Ne? And when they see me from the outside, and I would say that's always been the case with me, when they see me from the outside, it's like, hey, this girl, she has the talent, she has the movement. If I could take her, maybe I can help. But the moment I say yes, boom, now we're not working. Nothing is moving now. You're just there and I'm texting you, oh, please talk to this person. They need this and that. Muntu is not really doing what needs to be done. It needs you to show up. It needs you to prioritize the artists, because if certain communications have to be made, you have to be the one that actually does the communication, because as an artist, sometimes the only thing that I have, maybe it's creativity and the ideas. So in order for me to put them to life, I need support on that. And then now you have to come in now. It's like, okay, you want this and that to be communicated. Okay, I'll talk to them and do this. Oh, you need this to be done. Okay, I'm doing it. So you need to show up and have the communication skills. That's very important, because some people with communication umuntu
is just selling you,
and we need someone that's also have your best interest at heart, not just saying it, because it's very easy for a manager to use their artist. Very, very easy. Over ati asambe studios thile uzosebenza nosimangmang uthi angene lapha manager yakho usayiboni.
Yeah.
Or uhambe uyokwenza ingoma uthi yathi nase release igama lakho alikho lapha uyabuza hayibo manager athi angazi.
So most people are good in selling a lie, like in this, especially when it comes to you, ninabantu besifazane. Like a guy comes and umuntu ubhekele into ayibhekile, and then they come and sell you a lie with the hope that maybe they might get whatever that they want to get out of you. And if they see that you're being hesitant towards that, they just leave.
It's easy. They do that. They really do that, man. And you do become vulnerable because you get so tired.
Okay.
Like when you don't have management and you're doing everything yourself, talking to people yourself, trying to get gigs yourself, it becomes tiring because you are trying to get the gig, ne? And then you're also trying to communicate, okay, transport, okay, nizongibhadala malini rider and stuff like that. You see, you're doing all these communications, ne?
No.
Bese ngapha you're planning your outfits, and ngapha you have to also plan your performance track, whatever mashup that you think you're gonna perform, and then you also have to get there and perform. We won. Younger Indians, we won.
No, you can't.
You can't.
It really needs a team.
It needs a team.
In terms of the financial cash flow, you like as you've said that you're an independent, right? So how do you guys split the profits between you and your manager?
Well, for now we are both investing.
Okay.
Yeah, we are both.
But
investing.
if it happens, if you guys came to that agreement or to that understanding whereby okay, this is how we go, mina nawe. Because I think like when you look at most artists, it does happen whereby and everything is good and everything is proper, and once money starts rolling in now, because of the fact that there's no proper
paperwork,
things like that, then we've seen it most artists, Sahara, like it's a lot of artists. So how is that when it comes to you guys? Because the way how you guys are so close, I wouldn't really wanna see this good relationship, coming to waste,
Yeah. But I honestly feel like we would really reach a good consensus, man, because I feel like we all know the type of work that we put in.
Okay.
We all put in our all, and I don't think I would be the type of person who would say, okay, now says I'm like, yeah, guys, dog. Like
what
I said,
what if it happens like tomorrow?
I know the importance of a team. And I know if like I always tell people yeah, bro.
And
I think I've said this today even, because once you get there now, and then when now you think okay, you're the ish, you think you're the product, you're the prize, you leave them, and then you find another team. Now those ones, they don't care about you. Now they are there because you have the money. So I wouldn't want to lose them, man. I really wouldn't want to lose them, especially with the way they care for me and the way they show up for me and the way they came to my life at a point I was suffering, and the moment they got into the team, everything started moving. I feel like we would find a fair enough deal to actually work with. Because even now, we had actually spoken, you know what, if anything comes in now, it'll actually be for you. And I know if it's for me as well, now at this point, I know we still have some investments to make. We still have to, the styles, the clothes, the videos and stuff like that. We still have some investments to make. But then once we get to the when it starts popping, I think we will have a good agreement.
So for now, you guys, you actually don't have some sort of agreement with your manager, like on paper?
No.
Okay, and how don't you see? Okay, let me just not try and perceive things the way how I see them. But do you think it's really wise for you as an artist, to be in a mutual type of relationship, business-wise, without any agreement done in paper.
Hey, another thing, papers are very dangerous, man. And we actually we spoke about it, Guti. We don't really want to bind ourselves with the contractors yet. And it's also still a trial run for us to see how well we work with each other. So I feel like for now, we don't really have to get into paperwork.
Okay, what if, a record label comes? It could be Sony Music. It could be whichever record label, out there. They come in and approach you. Would you go for the deal? Would you leave what you currently have since you don't have anything on paper? Because I think the importance.
Is it possible to go in with them?
No. Like I wanna emphasize something first.
I get your point.
Yeah. Okay. So if it happens like that, I think sometimes the importance of having things on paper is to try and avoid such. Yeah, you can put things on trial, but then for a certain period of time, it doesn't have to be forever. Because if, as I'm saying, Sony Music say la, and they promise you, like, they agree to your terms, they agree to your conditions, what's gonna happen? So would you really advise someone out there, who's actually starting out in their music career to actually be in that type of a situation that you are in right now? Would you think it would be fair for them? Ukuthi saspanisana, hayi mina nontanga we just doing umculo, yabo, and asazi makupopa mfana, hayi untanga uthatha 50 nami I take my 50 and okay sharp inyuka ingene. And once money starts rolling in, sesiyaqala yes bamba namawashi, ngaye baba, mina I'm the one doing music, I'm the one writing. Bafona on the other hand, he will say I'm the one doing the marketing.
And once that separation happens, the movement is no longer the same.
Yeah.
The music is no longer the same. Because now, because I feel like each and every person plays a huge role in the relationship. So if you're gonna leave your producer now because you wanna get signed, and then now you get to work with other producers that don't really get your craft.
But this could be the reality of life. It's, as you've just mentioned to me, that 80% of music is business.
It's business, yeah.
So if you ignore a huge pie of that business, imagine that 80%, it actually occupies the whole pie. So if you ignore the whole pie, then or maybe it's something that you guys should really look at and find proper ways of making it work. Because it really happens with most artists out there. There are so many of them. They have been out there, but today they're just sitting at home. Our movement, there is nothing because of they ignored, some important aspects
of the whole thing. Yeah,
you get me?
I do.
Yeah. So that's my advice to you, and I think that's my advice again to anyone who would ever find themselves in the music business. In the near future, I would say it's very much important, guys. Whatever that you do, it has to be on paper, just so you avoid it's this and it's that. Yeah, so I think
got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
And the other thing that I want to ask is, in terms of your music, Leynarthy, how is the reception, thus far? Like in terms of you going out to gigs, is the reception proper? Is it good?
Yes.
In terms of live streaming and all that.
Yes. I'm getting good responses from from the performances, and also when I release, I have songs that are like 15K streams,
wow,
10K streams, and at some point I had 10K monthly listeners on Spotify.
Wow.
Now I'm sitting, I think, on 800 or 1,000.
Shit.
So I do have quite a good
so you are the next big thing, eh?
Yes, I am, darling.
You are the next big thing. I can actually see even there's one thing that I wanna say to you. Sometimes when you look at somebody who's really talented, you can tell even by the looks, your style. I don't see Leynarthy, as a practicing lawyer. I'm so sorry. Imagine, lawyer even the judge will end up passing a wrong sentence, a wrong judgment, I say that's not guilty.
Not
even
guilty.
If somebody was guilty, now sega busy now.
Yeah.
So, and I'm also happy for you that you are on the right path. Into yako ufunile until you got it, and once you got it, you made sure that it's out of passion. You're not doing it out of making money and all that. Yeah, but on the other hand, don't you think what it's important for people to to opt for certain careers as a way of finding a living out of them?
I think if you do have another option of making money, go for it. Go for it, because in music now, if you want to make it in music, it needs money.
Let's say I wanna just go it for money. I wanna do it for imali, like.
Then it's gonna be a long road for you. As a class, like it's gonna be hard for you, because now you'll even miss opportunities because manje outside 20 man. Maybe you can't even go for gigs because manje abapatali. Sometimes you go for a gig, maybe they only offered you a rider. Ufike gig. There's someone there that in that space. As a when hey Leynarthy, actually I'm this person, I do this and this and this. Let's go for a shoot. Let's go for this. You get opportunities from that. So I feel like mentality is very important when it comes to this thing, because opportunities, you get them in the most unthinkable places or situations. So if you go for it for imali, I feel like have something that you do on the side so that when you actually do music, and you will get the opportunities, the right opportunities for yourself. But if you're starting out and and you're like, I'm doing it for the man, forget.
So when did you find out, Leynarthy, when you're actually into music? Like, how old were you?
I started singing when I was 7.
Okay.
And then I started songwriting when I was 15.
Okay.
Professionally recorded when I was 19.
Okay.
So it's always been a thing for me. It's always been a passion. It's always been about the voice.
And I'm a class when it comes to music.
I've always heard that.
That goes without saying.
Yeah,
that goes without saying. Then that is why, I just wish you become one of the greatest artists ever. I want to space brand or because it's really Amaxhosa, they're very proper when it comes to music. They're so talented. So did you grow up in the Eastern Cape or
I grew up in the Eastern Cape with my grandmother. And another thing, my grandmother was a sangoma, so sasicula izangoma zokuxhenza. Sasicula izangoma zokuxhenza. So that's when I saw, okay, and sometimes I would even create some traditional songs.
Okay.
This is Charlie Scoop. I would create them. I'm like, okay. So that's when I discovered Banyandi. And I would also dance there. I would travel with my grandmother a lot.
Okay.
So I grew up in the Eastern Cape. That's why when I do tribal, like maybe 3-step tribal or like any tribal song, I always sing as Xhosa, and you can feel voice
that's deep.
Yeah. Because like I said, I offer variety of sounds. So so when I sing in a certain certain songs or genre, you can feel by now. Then if it's like
so like Ngara Eastern Cape, like in terms of wanting to succeed in music, what are the chances?
Close Eastern Cape?
Yeah.
They're very slim, yes.
Okay.
They're very, very slim, but some people actually do it. There's a girl called Zintle Kwaimani in Eastern Cape. She's always been doing it. I think ever since I was in high school, and I was already this side because my grandmother had passed on 2017. So I had to move this side with my mom. So Zintle Kwaimani has been doing it. And I feel like she's the only person that I know. And sometimes you'd come to Johannesburg. I think she's worked with Sima So she works with other people, but she's based in the Eastern Cape. She's making it possible that side. But I also never really got a chance, man, to say, okay, I'm trying out this music thing when I was still in the space of Eastern Cape. Okay. I quickly moved to Johannesburg. And then when I got to Johannesburg, I grew up this side. Then all of a sudden I was doing music. So I already did it this side when I was this side. So I've never tried the Eastern Cape market. So I don't think I know really. But she did it. Is in Tlokwaimania.
Do you think it's still doable though? I can go to the Eastern Cape and try and market.
I'm actually trying to do that now. I'm trying to enter that market. I'm trying to find performances that side. So actually for now, for this December, I don't know. We'll see if it works or not.
Yeah, I think you should, and try and test the waters and see.
Yeah.
Because with Josie, Gauteng, I think it's so saturated. There's so much people doing different genres of music. So I think it will be good for you to try a different market. As you've mentioned, like you need to understand the business part of it. Yeah, I think by you tapping into a different market, might yield different results.
I'm trying to do that actually. Yeah.
Okay, so whoever ifenze zakho zikufumana phi Dase?
Bethana nindifumana ku Instagram, ku WhatsApp, ku Instagram, on any social media.
Hey, on WhatsApp she should leave your number.
Hey, no. You gave me on any social platforms as Leynarthy Mkani. So it's LEYNARTHY _MKANI. And then on music platforms, I go by Leynarthy.
Leynarthy, guys, is fairly right. And by the way, on Friday, right, you're also gonna be participating on the women's shutdown, right?
Yes.
So bangakuthola futhi lapha friends zakho?
Yes, I guess. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Any last words to say before we wrap up?
No. Last words.
Yeah.
Guys, I say, life is tough, man. But follow your heart. And one thing that you should always focus on is your mental stability, your mental thinking. Your mental drives everything else. It drives your whole life. Like literally, if ingqondo yakho is if your mental mental health or your mental capability is low, uzawulala imini yonke. But if your mental is good, you can literally wake up and just do something for yourself. Sometimes you beat yourself up, but I'm so life yami ayihambi kahle, into zami zislow, abantu banishiyile and stuff like that. Just and get the only thing that you need to do, and then maybe you get a call from someone. Hey, where to? Get this email. Email them your CV. Just because your mind is already low, that was your first step. That was your first step. So I feel like with everything else, besides music, besides like my career and everything, only thing that you should be focused on is how you think.
Okay. You've heard it for yourselves, gents. Guys and girls out there. I think what Leynarthy is saying, she's right. Your mental state is very much important. And you also need to believe in taking those first steps. You need to believe and have faith, because faith can actually move mountains. Not to say that if we say faith moves mountains, it's literally all these mountains are gonna fall. No, some things can truly come to pass.
Yeah,
simple by you believing. So, gents, please subscribe on our podcast, like and subscribe, and sibamba lapho. Danko.
Thank you for having me.
Awe.